Hey guys, welcome back to the design school. It's day 14 of Fusion 360. If you haven't seen the previous videos, go check those out where I have designed some regular household stuff such as water tap, door locks and scissors. So again in this video we'll make some mechanical stuff. Okay, so with that let's get started. Okay, so let's start with today's session. So we follow our basic 3 steps, that is, first open up the software, then check your internet connection, then just download this image from the description. What else you can do is just take the snap of this by pressing and holding the Windows Shift and S button. Just take the snap of this image just like that. Okay, it will be saved. Just to keep it handy, it will be helpful while you are designing this sketch. Okay, so getting back to the software, and okay, so this is what we are going to design today. So this is known as the flange coupling. Coupling is a device for connecting parts of machinery. That means it is a device that is used to connect multiple parts of a machine, most probably two shafts that are separated and we want it to connect, so that is where this is used. So there are multiple types of coupling. Let me show you. One is called as the muff coupling. So this is what it looks. This is the muff and these are the shafts, two separate shafts, those are connected via a muff. Okay, so this is extremely easy to design, so that is why I have skipped this and I went with the flange coupling. Okay, so there it is. So this is the flange and these are these two separated shafts that we want to connect with each other, and we want to transmit the power of this shaft to the another. So we are going to do that with the help of this flange. So there are multiple types of flange. One is the unprotected, the protected ones, and there's one known as flange, marine flange. Okay, so we are going to make the protected flange coupling. Okay, so let's get back to the sketch. As you can see in the sketch, here are multiple parts in a flange coupling. So as you can see, there are two flanges, two shafts, two keys and multiple bolts and nuts. Okay, first what we are going to start is with this is the flange. Okay, so the dimensions of that is mentioned here. As you can see, the diameter of the flange is 190, and as we know, all dimensions are in mm, so that's why all these numbers are in mm. So this is 190 mm in diameter, so we'll start with that. So just go here, go to sketch, select the front plane, use the circle and just make a 190 mm diameter circle, and there it is. We know that the thickness of that circle is 20. So what we're gonna do is finish the sketch, select the plane and extrude it for 20, and there it is. Okay, so this part is ready. So we have made this part, now we have to make this. So it is 90 mm in diameter and the width of this isn't mentioned anywhere, but we know that the whole flange is of 75 mm in thickness. So 75 minus 20 will get this as 55. So we'll select this plane and we'll sketch a circle of 90 mm diameter and we'll extrude that for 55 mm. Okay. So this part is ready, but there has to be some place so that we can slide in the shaft. So we have to make a hollow cutout here so that you can see here in this sketch. We know that shaft diameter have mentioned is 9 about this, just consider these numbers. So we know that shaft is 45 mm in diameter, so we can't make the hole of 45 in the flange or else it won't fit. We have to make it slightly bigger. So what we'll do is we'll make a circle which has to be slightly bigger than 45. We can so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep 1 mm in tolerance, so I'll make this as 45.1. Okay, so select the sketch we made and extrude it. Don't pull it in left direction, just pull it in the right, and the operation has to be cut. Okay, so just click OK, and we have that gap right there where our shaft is going to sit now. Okay, so now we have to make a keyhole. So as you know, that key won't be flat, it has slightly taper angle to it. Here you can see that it is slightly tapered. So what we'll do is okay, so now we'll make this slot right here where the key is going to fit. So if you don't know why the key is used, so just think of it like this. just here is a hole, as you can see, and if we slide in a shaft inside this, and if we rotate that shaft, this thing isn't going to rotate, it is just going to slip around. So in order to avoid that slip, the the key has been introduced. So what it does is there will be a cutout in the shaft as well as a cutout in the flange, and this key is inserted through the shaft and this flange, and what it does, it locks up both of this and it acts as one member. So that is the purpose of the key. So if you are designing it, you must know what purpose it serves for your design. Okay, so with that, we'll make this cutout here in the flange. Okay, so we know that it is 47.9 mm in the height from this point. So what we'll do is we'll go to this and we'll just orbit it around and select this plane and then go to sketch. Then we have to go to line. Okay, and line type has to be construction. Then we'll select this point. We know that it is 47.9. so what we'll do is we know that we have made a circle of 45.1 mm in diameter, so we are going to divide it by 2 since it is the radius. So now we got a reference point right here, so we'll start constructing another line from there, which is 47.9. okay, so we'll just type 47.9 and hit enter. So we got that point right there. We'll even construct a circle of 45.1. It will be helpful while we are sketching further. It will act as a reference circle. So now we'll make this cutout right here. So if you don't know, we can't make that cutout here, we can't do that sketch here. Let me show you why. Suppose we try to make that key slot right here, and we don't want this to be construction. Okay, this is just a regular rectangle, and if we make like this and extrude, then it will cut out just straight away and we won't be having that slope. So that is why we have to sketch it from the right plane. So that is how we have to do it in order to get that slope right there. Okay, so let me just delete that. I have deleted that rectangle. I'll select right plane and I'll just turn off the bodies. So we'll make a line of 75 from here. Turn off the construction. Okay, so now what we'll do is go to the sketch and turn on the origin. Turn off the bodies and select this plane right here. So that is the right plane. We know that we have to start from here. Okay, so we'll make that line of 20 and from there another line 45.1 divided by 2. Okay, so now we have to make 75 mm in diameter. So we'll make that as well. Just turn off the construction, make it of 75. Okay, so there it is. Just if you want to make a quick if you want to verify whether that line is correct or not, just turn on the bodies, you will come to know, and again you can just turn it off. Then what we have to do is again use the line and connect to this point. Okay, so let me just check the dimension of this line. So it is 2.76. So what we'll do is we'll create a line. So I'll create a line on the left hand side of 2 millimeters in diameter, and then I'll just connect these 2 points. So it might look flat, but it isn't. There's little bit deflection here. Let me show you. If I hover over this corner and I'll pull it, as you can see, there is little bit deflection right there. And if I show you the dimensions, so as you can see here, it is 89.4 degrees, and on this side it is 90.6. So there is little bit of slope there that we need. Okay, so just finish the sketch. Now what you have to do is select the sketch that we made, then turn on the bodies, and we have to extrude that, and direction has to be symmetric. Okay, just pull that, and we know that it has to be 14 mm in width. Okay, so we know that it has to be 14 mm in width, but since we are extruding it symmetrically, so we have to divide that by half. So we'll type there 7.5 and the operation has to be cut. Okay, so there it is. But as you can see here, complete cutout is not there. So for that, what we'll do is we'll go to the sketch, go here in edit sketch. Okay, so one thing that we can do is just select this plane and go back to sketch. Then what we'll do is we'll make a construction line from here to this point around 23 mm. Then we know that it is 14 mm in width, so what we'll do is we'll make another construction line of 7.5, that is the half of 14. Then we'll go to rectangle and turn off the construction and just make a rectangle over here. So we make it 15 in 7.5 times 2 is 15, and just finish that sketch. Okay, and select that sketch and extrude it. Take it completely that side and just cut that out. And like that we have nice little cut there. Same like they have shown in the sketch. Okay, we have this cut now. Now the next step is we have to make these 4 circles 90-degree apart from each other. So we know that those holes are made for this bolt to go inside, and this bolt is of 12 mm in diameter, so we have to make it slightly bigger, so we'll make it 12.1. so we'll select this plane and we'll go to sketch. We know that those holes are 140 mm apart from each other. That means 70 mm apart from the center. So we'll go here and use construction line, make it 70, and there we are going to make a circle of, not construction, regular circle of 12.1 mm. So we have to make this same 3 more circles. So what we'll do is select that circle, go to create and go to circular pattern. So we have selected the object that is this circle, and we have to select the center point. So there it is. Angular spacing, let it be full. So quantity, how many circles we want? We just want 4 circles to be there. So we'll type 4 and hit OK. Now finish the sketch. Okay, so there it is. Now what we'll do is we'll select all 4 circles. Just press the tab control button and hold it and select all the circles. Okay, then orbit it around. Okay, so there it is. We have selected 4 circles. Now what we have to do is extrude them. Okay, so we want there to be a cut, so I'm pulling it against the plane that we have sketched it, and the operation, let it be cut and hit OK. So there it is. We have the 4 holes ready for bolts to slide in. Okay, so our flange is completely ready. So these edges are going to be pretty sharp, so they haven't mentioned, but anyways I am going to I'm going to fillet them a little bit, so I go here in modify section and go to fillet and make it 2 or 5. Okay, so 5 looks good. I'll make it 5. So now it looks a lot better than before. So our flange is ready. What else we are left with is the shaft. So we need to make the shaft. So they have mentioned that the shaft is 45 mm in diameter, and they haven't mentioned the length. They have just made here this cut section. So that means that you can assume the length of the shaft as per your requirements. So since this is 90, I'm going to consider the shaft to be 120 mm in length and 45 mm in diameter. So that is what we are going to make now. So I'll go here in sketch and select this plane. Okay, then we'll make this shaft. So we know that it is 45 mm in diameter, and I'm considering the length to be 130. So what I'll do is I'll go to line. So we know it is 45, so the radius is going to be 22.50, and as I told you, length is 130. Okay, so I'm just making a rectangle right here and then finish the sketch. Why I made a rectangle? Because I'm going to just revolve it around. So we have selected the profile, we have to select the axis. For axis, I'm selecting this upper horizontal line, and we have a shaft right there. So operation, let it be a new body, and hit OK. So here we need to make a cutout of 90 mm in width, and it is going to be 39.5 centimeters apart from its base point. So what we'll do is we'll go back to software and we'll go to the bodies and we'll turn off the first body, and then we'll select this plane and go to the sketch. Just disable the origin. Okay, so we are right there. So we have to make a line to be specific of construction. So it is 39.5 minus 45 by 2. 39.5 minus 45 by 2. Okay, so perfect. It is 17 mm. Okay, from there we have to make a 14 mm wide another line. So this time turn off the construction, make this as 7 here and 7 on the left hand side. Okay, so we don't bother about the upper dimensions. Anyhow, we are going to make a cut right there, so just make a rectangle and finish the sketch. Okay, so orbit it around and select this as well as this, and then extrude. This time don't extrude it completely out or the key will come out from the slot, so we have to give that cut specifically at some dimension. So they have mentioned that it has to be 90, so we'll make it -90. Okay, so there it is. Nice little cut for key to sit. And there is some chamfer angle for that shaft, so that it can be slide in easily into the flange. So I have selected this and I'll go into chamfer and let's make it 3. Okay, it looks good. It looks pretty good. So our flange and shaft is ready. So what else we are left with? We have to make key and nut and bolt. That is all we have left out with. Okay, so now we'll make this taper key. So it is 80 mm in width and height they have given it as 9. Length is 80, height is 9 and 14 mm in width. Okay, so we'll go to sketch and select the left plane. So there I'll make a line. Okay, so here I'll make a line of 80 mm in length as they have told here, and that has to be 14 mm in width. So we will neglect this 14 for now. We'll extrude it later on, so we'll just care about this 9 mm height. Okay, so line of 9 mm in height, and the side of this isn't mentioned. They have just told it is taper of 1:100. So what we have to do is one is to 100 of 9 is 0.09. So what we'll do is we'll type 9 minus 0.09, that is 8.91. Okay, and then we'll connect this to this and There we have little slope on the key. If you want to increase that slope, you can increase that. You can even make it as 8. Now the slope. Now I'll extrude this symmetrically. That means 7 on each side, and like that our key is ready. Okay. I'll just move this key